What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our season prediction for the San Francisco 49ers, including record predictions. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, it's Mike here. Over 93% of you who view our show each and every day are not subscribed to the channel. If you could hit that red subscribe button, it would help us out tremendously, and it is completely free for you guys. If you want to stay up to date with our daily content, then click that bell icon and you will be notified every time we go live. Nick and I both really appreciate you subscribing to the channel, and we can't wait to keep making more daily content for you. All right, Nick, as we continue our series, we are on the NFC West, and today we're going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I want to start off with some of their key signings and additions that they made this offseason, starting off with center Alex Mack, linebacker Samson Ebukam, Tavon Wilson in the safety position, Arden Key and Mo Hurst coming over from the Raiders, Wayne Gallman, Mohamad Sanu, and of course their prized possession, Trey Lance, coming from the draft. Which of these stands out to you most as an impact signing?
Alex Mack, to me, is going to be one of the biggest impacts for the 49ers because he is one of the best centers that we've ever seen. His ability to read the defense and help the quarterback out and tell the offense what is going on is so key. And what he did for Atlanta, what he did for Cleveland was so good. And that's why they wanted to bring him over to San Francisco. What he's going to do for Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance is going to be huge. He takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback because it's not just the quarterback reading what's going on the defense now. Alex Mack is going to be able to help out the quarterback, and that'll give the quarterback a lot more assurance. To me, Alex Mack is going to be great, especially for a rookie quarterback like Trey Lance.
Absolutely, and I believe that Kyle Shanahan brings in Alex Mack because of his familiarity with how he plays, and especially with his time in Atlanta. The two of them spent a lot of time together, and Alex Mack knows and understands the system, so he'll be able to command that offensive line from the center position. I like that a lot. I'm actually going to take Trey Lance here. I think Trey Lance starts sometime this season, and he's going to be put into a position where he's going to be able to lead this team to the playoffs and possibly from there on. So I believe that Trey Lance being the quarterback of the future. Listen, I know that we've all talked about it. You and I have talked about it at length, right? Jimmy Garoppolo struggles in the playoffs. He struggles any key moments in his career. He struggles staying healthy. I mean, there's a lot of issues with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now you have Trey Lance. You have a clear and concise number one priority to get Trey Lance up to speed so he can take over, and then you figure out what you're going to do with Jimmy Garoppolo moving forward. I believe that Trey Lance is going to be one of those guys that he's a transcendent talent. He's going to be able to help this 49ers team get to where they want to go, and he's going to be there for the long haul, helping this franchise win year after year. So in my eyes, this is not just a key signing for this year, but for many, many years to come. But with signings also come losses, and I want to go through some of the litany of players that are no longer on the 49ers. So let's just get through this. Kerry Hyder, no longer with the 49ers, including Kendrick Bourne, Solomon Thomas, Ahkello Witherspoon, Tevin Coleman, and Jerrick McKinnon, both at the running back position. Jordan Reed retired at the tight end position. Trent Taylor. Richard Sherman is still a free agent during the time of this recording, so who knows if he'll be back. Dion Jordan and Ezekiel Ansah. Ansah really didn't do much with his time with the San Francisco 49ers, but either way, Nick, which one of these losses do you think has the biggest impact on the Niners moving forward?
To me, it's going to be Kendrick Bourne, solely because when you look at the 49ers depth chart, their wide receivers are just porous. Once you get past wide receiver 2 being Brandon Ayuk, it's a huge drop-off. There really is nobody else besides Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. Kendrick Bourne was the go-to guy last year for when both of those two were down with injuries. Kendrick Bourne was the number one. He was reliable, and he helped get great separation on the number one corner cornerbacks and was a safety blanket for Jimmy Garoppolo. Losing a guy like that is going to be pivotal on this offense. It's going to make Jimmy Garoppolo a little more disheveled in the pocket. He's going to have to figure out new weapons that he likes, that he trusts, and that's going to be a little bit tough for a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. I believe that the loss of Kendrick Bourne is bigger than just his name value.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about Jimmy Garoppolo, but don't forget Garoppolo was hurt, so CJ Beathard was throwing them the ball, and he was still doing everything in his power. So Kendrick Bourne, huge loss for this 49ers roster. I'm going to take the running back duo of Tevin Coleman and Jerrick McKinnon. Both of these guys not being on the team anymore. One of the key strengths to what Kyle Shanahan likes to do in his system is to rotate running backs, have them basically have the same ability where they can run between the tackles, run outside the tackles, catch the ball. They can be out there on all three downs. Sometimes he likes to play in the pistol formation with three running backs flanking his quarterback, and you never really know where the triple option is going to go, if it's going to be a play action, if it's going to be whatever he draws up. I mean, he's one of the best offensive minds in the league. So missing Tevin Coleman and Jerrick McKinnon, who are some of the best three down running backs that you can have in his system, to me are going to be major losses, major issues for the San Francisco 49ers team moving forward. All right, why don't we get to the record predictions? Let's take a look at their schedule moving forward. All right, so let's just jump right in. Let's start off with week number 1. The San Francisco 49ers start off on the road at the Detroit Lions, and I think the 49ers are going to have an ease into the season. They start off with the Lions. This is going to be an easy game. Jared Goff still getting used to the system. The Lions still going through a rebuild. Look for the 49ers to get off to a hot start early in this game and early in this season.
Well, then in week 2, the San Francisco 49ers make their way to Philadelphia to face the Eagles, and this is going to be an interesting one. To me, the Eagles are going to get the better of the 49ers in this one. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be struggling with the edge rush. I mean, Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham are going to have a lot of edge pressure. To me, the 49ers offensive line is still going to be working through their chemistry, and the Eagles are going to get the better of them in this one, and it's going to hurt Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll make a few mistakes. The Eagles will be able to string together enough points to get past the 49ers in this one.
Then we go on to week number 3 with a 1-1 record. The 49ers host the Green Bay Packers. And as we've gone on in this series, you've realized that I've talked about Aaron Rodgers not being with the Packers. I firmly believe that he will not be playing for the Green Bay Packers this season. And in my eyes, I believe that Jordan Love will still be getting used to things. He's still getting used to the offense. And he's going to learn that, the Packers are going to learn that Jordan Love just ain't it. He isn't the guy, and they're going to have to figure out a way to win some games here and there, but the 49ers are going to take this game very easily.
And then in week 4, the Seattle Seahawks make their way to San Francisco for the first time this season. And the Seattle Seahawks are a much better team on offense. On defense, I would say the 49ers have the edge. But to me, when it comes down to it, when you're looking at divisional games, it's about who can put up more points. And Seattle, with their weapons, is just going to be able to handle the secondary that the 49ers have. It's going to be I think this will be a shootout for the most part. But to me, Seattle will figure out the edge rush in the second half, and Seattle will be able to stop the offensive output from the 49ers. The Seattle Seahawks will get the better of the 49ers in week 4.
All right, and then going 2-2 into week 5, the 49ers go face the vaunted Arizona Cardinals, and the Cardinals just have absolutely everything clicking for them. You have J.J. Watt and some of these guys on the defensive side who are just going to be pinning their ears back coming after Jimmy Garoppolo. And then on the offensive side of the ball, good luck trying to stop A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins, James Conner, and all these guys. Look for the Cardinals to absolutely blow the doors off the 49ers and really cause a stir up in San Francisco to see whether Jimmy Garoppolo should still remain the starting quarterback.
And then week 6, we see that the 49ers have one of the earliest byes this season. And their next game in week 7, they are at home against the Indianapolis Colts, where they face the new quarterback Carson Wentz back in Frank Reich's system. To me, Frank Reich has built a system perfect for Carson Wentz. By week 7, they will be fully entrenched and they'll be ready to go. The Indianapolis Colts will have more weapons on offense and defense. They'll be able to get the job done against the 49ers. The 49ers may have had the bye week, but it just won't be enough for the 49ers to cope with the lack of weapons they have against the Colts.
Sitting at 2-4, the 49ers are in a bad spot, and I look at Kyle Shanahan to possibly make a decision here, and I believe that Trey Lance will now start for the San Francisco 49ers. In fact, I think Jimmy Garoppolo gets benched, and I believe that there is a firestorm in San Francisco with Trey Lance starting. He's going to blow the doors off the league starting off in week 8 against the Chicago Bears, possibly facing off against Justin Fields, his other rookie quarterback counterpart. But I think the 49ers are going to start riding this ship right now. They're going to win this game against the Chicago Bears, and I believe that Trey Lance is going to be the victor moving forward.
And then in week 9, the Arizona Cardinals make their way to San Francisco, where these two will face off for the second time this season. And in this one, the 49ers have already seen what the Cardinals have to offer, all their new weapons on offense and defense. The 49ers will be able to squeak out a home win in this one and get the better of the Arizona Cardinals in week 9.
The 49ers have the luxury of staying home once again. Yet another division rival coming into Levi Stadium, and I believe that the Los Angeles Rams are going to give them a run for their money on Monday Night Football, but the 49ers are going to be just a little bit too much. Trey Lance is going to give the Rams their first look at what he's going to be able to provide, and look at Trey Lance to really spark something in this offense. Don't forget about George Kittle. Think about what this running game can do. Kyle Shanahan knows how to get an offense going, and look at that with the changing quarterback going from 2-4. They are now 5-4, 3 straight victories. Look for the 49ers to make a really big impact here moving into week 11.
And then moving into week 11, we have the 49ers at Jacksonville. And as you have it, it's Trey Lance versus Trevor Lawrence. And to me, we're going to see who is better, 1 versus 3. To me, the number 1 pick in this draft is going to get the better of the number 3 pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be able to get the better of the 49ers with the amount of wide receiver depth and the running back 1-2 punch with Travis Etienne and James Robinson. It'll be too much for the San Francisco defense, and the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is going to be able to stop Trey Lance for the first time this season. They'll be the ones to lay the foundation for how to stop Trey Lance in the NFL.
That'll be interesting. Then the 49ers come back home to Levi Stadium, where they'll face off against Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. And I actually have the Vikings taking over this game. I think that the 49ers are going to hit a little bit of a rough patch here. They're not really going to be able to stop Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. This offense is going to be explosive against the 49ers defense. Look for Kirk Cousins to have a big day. The 49ers will end up losing week 12.
And then week 13, the San Francisco 49ers make their way to Seattle to face the 12th man, the Seattle Seahawks. And in this one, I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to get the sweep for the season with the 49ers. The Seattle offense is just too strong. I don't think that the 49ers have the secondary, the edge rush to get to Russell and to stop this offense. To me, it's just going to be a little too much. The 49ers don't have the offense to keep up with Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Chris Carson. It's just too much.
All right, and then the 49ers continue their road trip where they head to Cincinnati, Ohio, face Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I believe that the 49ers are going to start to right the ship here. Trey Lance went through a very tough rough patch in his early part of his career, but not to fret. The 49ers are sticking with him. He's going to beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals here. I look for the 49ers to come out defensively. They're going to absolutely lay the foundation for this pass rush. Nick Bosa is going to get back to what he is known for in sacking the quarterback. And I believe that the 49ers are going to be right back in the thick of things for the wild card spots.
Now in week 15, the Atlanta Falcons make their way to San Francisco, where Kyle Shanahan gets to face his former team, and he's going to want to make a statement here, and he sure does, where the 49ers and Trey Lance really take advantage of the Falcons secondary that is absolutely porous. This defense is not going to be enough to handle the 49ers, and Kyle Shanahan knows exactly what needs to be done to handle this Falcons offense. He's going to be able to figure out where the weaknesses are and stop Matt Ryan from having a really good day against his old offensive coordinator.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in week 16, the 49ers hit the road, go to the Tennessee Titans, face off against Mike Vrabel in this system. I think the Titans just lost too many pieces this offseason to be able to compete with some of the stronger teams in the NFL. No Malcolm Butler, no Adoree Jackson, no Corey Davis, no Jonnu Smith. The list goes on and on. They lost offensive linemen as well. Look for the Titans to struggle in this one. The 49ers will get the victory on Thursday night in week 16.
And then week 17, the 49ers were given a gift by playing the Houston Texans that don't have Deshaun Watson, that don't have Will Fuller, that don't have DeAndre Hopkins or JJ Watt. None of those big weapons that we know the Houston Texans to have are there. And with that said, the 49ers are absolutely going to take advantage of the Houston Texans. It's going to be cakewalk for them. The 49ers will have an easy one in week 17.
That's right. In week 17, they absolutely locked up a winning season on Saturday night, and now in week 18 they have to face off against the vaunted Los Angeles Rams once again to end off their season. And I think the Rams are going to absolutely blow the doors off the 49ers. Trey Lance, he's done a great job so far. He's led this team to victory. He got them out of the early rut that Jimmy Garoppolo got them into. Now I believe that the Rams are in a position where they're going to lock up their positioning. They're still fighting with the Cardinals for positioning in the division. Look for the Rams to really just absolutely dominate in this game. The 49ers will end the season 9-8 with a winning record, but it is going to be very close. They're going to have to fight every single week, every single game to get every single point. And it's going to be one hell of a show for 49ers fans.
It's going to be a stressful season for 49ers fans, but a 9-8 record really is not too bad when you consider a quarterback change in the middle of the season, a rookie quarterback coming in and taking over this offense with the very few weapons they have, and the running backs that have their laundry list of injuries that seem to happen every single season. This offensive line is going to really have to stay strong for Trey Lance to be successful, and I really think they will. To me, the 49ers are going to perform better than expected, and they're going to be the surprise story of the season.
It'll be interesting. You're going to have to keep up with this series to see where the San Francisco 49ers end up in the playoff race. Do they get a playoff spot? Do they get a wild card? How does this all finish out? Either way, you're going to have to keep up with the series, follow where everybody goes, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. All right, well, that's going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.